Hi, welcome to this typical movie production video. Today's video is a little different than the usual one. Today's video is about my favorite pictures that I took during 2022 and the context that those pictures were taken in. So come along with me and enjoy. Whitey. This picture was taken January 1st of last year, and this is a beautiful buck, and I have videos from last year about this buck. Unfortunately, I have not seen this deer on the winter range this winter, which is sad because he's kind of an old friend. But anyway, about the picture, I was out looking for deer on the winter range this day when I took this picture, and I love this picture. The sunlight's beautiful. The snow on his face is cool. His pose is awesome. Just a beautiful buck and a cool experience. Great Gray. This picture was taken back in January 9th of last year, and I was on my way to take pictures of deer on the winter range when I spotted this great gray owl in this cottonwood tree. And great gray owls are probably my favorite bird. They're so majestic, so cool, and those piercing yellow gold eyes are really awesome. I got several pictures of this bird, but this was my favorite. Porcupine Roost. This picture was taken on February 21st of last year, and I was out looking for great gray owls when I ran into this porcupine just posted up on this tree, and he was just feeding on the bark. Just a cute, cool picture. Turned out really well. Great sharpness, good color. You can see his teeth and everything. Just an awesome pose, an awesome picture. Mourning Dove. This picture was taken on April 24th of last year, and I was out bird watching on this day, and I came across this mourning dove on this fence, and the mourning dove just posed for me, and it was an awesome picture. He's pretty close, so as you can see, it turned out really well, and beautiful bird. Kind of a cool pose, just kind of a cool, like, rustic look on the old gate, and I really like it. It's a cool photo. Fired Up. This picture was taken on April 25th of last year, and this is a beautiful picture of a ruby-crowned kinglet, and I was out bird watching this day, and I was calling because I'd seen some ruby-crowned kinglets, and he came flying close in and displayed for me. You can see his bright reddish orange cap. Just a cool picture, one of my favorites of the year. And these little birds, they're so hard to catch. They move around so much, and so I was lucky to capture this photo, and like I said, this is one of my favorites of the year. Ibis Colors. This picture was taken back on May 11th of last year, and I was out bird watching again on this day, and I came across these ibis that were in this pond, and the sunlight was beautiful, as you can see in the light casting on his feathers. Just a rainbow of colors. Almost every color in the rainbow is portrayed in this portrait, and he just posed for me, gave me a beautiful shot, beautiful sunlight in his face and on his feathers. Just a beautiful picture and one of my favorites. Hypnotic. This was taken on May 11th of last year, and this is a beautiful short-eared owl, and as you can see, he's just mesmerizing, just hypnotic, and thus the name I gave this picture. Those big yellow eyes were awesome. Beautiful bird, beautiful lighting. The perch he was on was awesome. That burnt stump. Just a wonderful picture and one of my favorites. Show and Tell. This picture was taken on May 20th of last year, and this beautiful double-crested cormorant is showing off his catch of the day, and he's just a beautiful picture. I watched him dive, and he came back up with this fish, and I love double-crested cormorants. They have beautiful blue eyes. Just a wonderful picture and one of my favorites. A Splash of Color. This picture was taken on May 20th of last year, and this picture of this beautiful sandhill crane is awesome. Like, the cattails are so gray and colorless, but then his bright red head and his rusty colored feathers, just a cool picture. And that's why I named this a splash of color, because it pops, it makes him pop. And just a beautiful bird, beautiful picture. And I was just out bird watching on the day I caught this amazing photo. Cute but deadly. This picture was taken on May 22nd of last year, and this is by far my favorite picture of the year. And this is of a long-tailed weasel. And I was out just looking for wildlife on the day that I caught this photograph. And he was amongst these rocks looking for ground squirrels. He was out hunting ground squirrels this day, and I just happened to catch this awesome pose of him right in like a little crevice of the rocks. Just a beautiful little creature. They are cute, but they are one of the most ferocious predators pound for pound. Just a wonderful picture, and I was so lucky to catch it. Lazuli Bunting. This picture was taken back on June 2nd of last year, and this picture is just awesome. I was out bird watching this day, and I was sitting there waiting for all these birds because they were flying down and eating the seeds from these dandelions, and I caught this Lazuli Bunting in the grass here, and this picture just turned out amazing. He's kind of in the dandelion stalks. He's got seeds in his mouth, and just the colors, that contrast in this picture are awesome. Lazuli Buntings are some of the prettiest birds, and I love this picture, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the year. Moose close-up. This picture was taken on June 8th of last year, and I was out looking for wildlife on this day, and we came across this bull moose just right off the road. So we stopped, and he just posed for pictures, and I got this cool close-up picture of this bull moose, and you can see the reflection in his eye, just a beautiful detail, his velvet antlers, just beautiful animal. I love moose. They're one of my favorite animals, and this picture is awesome. I love it. Standing guard. This picture was taken on June 9th of last year, and I was specifically out looking for burrowing owls on this day, and I caught this family of burrowing owls, and I caught the male here guarding the burrow. Awesome. He just looking at us, those piercing yellow eyes. They're such cool birds, burrowing owls. They're so unique, and I love this picture. It's one of my favorites of the year. Whitetail Velvet. This picture was taken on July 16th of last year, and I was just out looking for wildlife, and I happened to catch this beautiful whitetail buck out in this grassy meadow, just outside some willows, and he posed and let me get a few pictures of him, and this was my favorite. Just a beautiful whitetail buck. He's in his summer coat with his beautiful velvet antlers, and an awesome pose. Just one of my favorite pictures of the year. Yellow mule's ear. This picture was taken back on July 24th of this year, and yellow mule's ear is another name for yellow Whitethia. And there's two different varieties of Whitethia. There's a white variety and a yellow variety like this one. And this picture is just beautiful. Just the lighting on it and kind of the blurred green background. Just a beautiful picture, a beautiful flower, and one of my favorites. Courtship. This picture was taken on August 12th of last year, and me and my wife took a trip to Yellowstone National Park to enjoy and watch the bison rut. And we caught this bull and this cow bison, and he was bellowing and making a lot of noise and courting her, and she was just eating and not really paying attention to him, but he was definitely trying to get her attention. And I just love this photo. It's beautiful pose for both of them. The female's looking back at us, and the bull's looking at her, just totally paying attention to her. That was all he was focused on, and one of my favorite pictures from our Yellowstone trip. Above the falls, this picture was taken on August 12th of last year, and this was on our Yellowstone trip. And there's a pathway that leads down above Yellowstone Falls, and you can see the mist and the pathway of the river and the canyon on this lookout, and it's just provided an awesome picture. The leading line of the river flowing down, the beautiful dark clouds in the sky, and just the beautiful light in the canyon made this one of my favorite pictures of the year. Definitely my favorite landscape picture, and one of my favorite landscape pictures I've ever taken. I really like it so much that I made a print of this picture. Golden Rainbow. This picture was taken on August 13th of last year, and I love this picture. This picture was taken in one of my favorite places in the whole world. And just the golden light, the cattle in the left-hand corner over here, and then the rainbows. There's this colorful rainbow, and then this lightly, barely visible rainbow on the right-hand side of the picture. And just a beautiful landscape photography. I love this picture. Summer Attire. This picture was taken on August 14th of last year, and this is just a beautiful picture of a mule deer buck in his summer attire, his summer coat, his beautiful velvet antlers, and the beautiful background that he's got here with all the different bushes and browse, and just a beautiful buck. Awesome pose, beautiful sharp image, and one of my favorites of the year. The squirrel looking back. This picture was taken in September of last year, and I was out hunting elk, sitting on this water hole, and I noticed this red squirrel coming out of the tree, and he came down to the pond and was getting a drink, and I captured this image, and I thought it was awesome. It's this squirrel getting a drink out of the pond, beautiful little red squirrel with his reflection in the water, and it just made me think of myself, looking in the mirror every day. Who's that looking back at me? And beautiful picture, beautiful pose. It's one of my favorite pictures of the year. Shadows flicker. This picture was taken in September 11th of last year, and again, I was out elk hunting, sitting on a water hole when I saw this beautiful northern flicker, and I happened to get this picture of him sitting in this dead pine tree, and oh, what a beautiful image. Just the sunlight just barely touching his face and his breast. A beautiful northern flicker. They're such beautiful birds. One of my favorite pictures of the year. Awesome pose on an awesome perch. Stumped Coyote. This picture was taken on September 14th of last year, and this picture has a cool story to it. So again, I was hunting elk, and I was sitting on this water hole, and I noticed this coyote coming in, and he had no idea what I was. He was trying to figure out what I was. He came within 3 yards of me. He came in really close, and he was trying to figure out what I was. And even when I moved and took his picture, he really wasn't too scared. He just kind of went about his business and was hunting in this little meadow. And this was one of my favorite experiences of the year. It was really cool, and one of my favorite photos of the year. King of the Hill. This picture was taken on November 19th of this year, and I was out looking for mule deer, rutting on the winter ground, and I caught this buck one morning. Just beautiful buck. He was out looking for does, and he was standing on top of this rock pile, just posing for the camera. Just a beautiful mule deer buck, great light. One of my favorite pictures of the year. Just an awesome experience. Double team. This picture was taken on December 7th of this year. I was actually out looking for whitetails at the very end of the whitetail rut, and I happened to come across these 3 moose here. There was 2 bulls and a cow, and these 2 bulls, they still thought it was mating season or something, because they were kind of harassing this cow. But it was a cool picture. I love the frost on the trees, the two bulls and the beautiful cow in the background. Just a wonderful photo. Kind of a moody. You can feel the cold in the air. Beautiful photo, and a great encounter and a great experience. Dropper. This picture was taken on December 17th of this year, and I was out just looking for mule deer on the winter range, and I came across this beautiful young buck. I think he's 2.5-year-old, just a young buck, but he's got a couple of drop tines, and so I named him Dropper. Just a beautiful picture, beautiful lighting, really sharp image, beautiful light in his eye, and one of my favorite pictures of the year, and an awesome experience. On the horizon, this photo was taken December 26th of this year, and this is of a buck I call 7 Up, and I was out looking for deer on the winter range, and I saw 7 Up on this hill, totally snow-covered hill, and so I named this photo On the Horizon. I just love his pose, and I love, just the action and the mood that he gives you. It's like he's in a bare, snow-covered wasteland, just walking across this field, and just an awesome picture, awesome animal, awesome experience. One of my favorite pictures of the year. Thank you for watching that video. In the comments, let me know what your favorite picture was and what you liked about it. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, and comment. And remember to live in the moment, enjoy the memories. Thanks for watching.